let's learn Off to California. It's a hornpipe. It's in the key of G, and here it is in its very simplest format. Alright, let's keep it simple and just up the tempo a little bit and try and get some of that nice hornpipe rhythm and bounce into it. So it's worth noting that I'm a big advocate of leaving your fingers on as long as possible to create resonance through the banjo. But to bring out the real hornpipe rhythm, it's worth jumping off some of the notes and creating that staccato sound. So we're going to do what we've done in previous tunes, which is to lean into the first note of the bar and sometimes the first note of each 4 notes within the bar, and to kind of elongate the first of those notes ever so slightly to try and create that little pull and push rhythm. But for this, we're also going to jump off some notes and create the bounce. So have a listen to this time and just watch out for the jumps, for the bounce. Hopefully you can hear that rhythm change that's happening as we put in the little jump notes, the staccato notes. All right, let's go and add in some simple ornamentation. So we're going to stick with single note trebles for now. We'll add in triplets afterwards. Hornpipes, of course, are big friends of triplets because of the nature of the hornpipe. So let's go with some single note trebles. Of course, as always, it's down, up, down, and because it's 4/4 like a real hornpipe, it's down, up, down, followed by a down whenever you do a triplet or a treble. It's very important to note so that you continue to regulate your picking so that you're picking down, up, down, up, down, up, down on the first note of the bar, down note on each of the down beats, and down, up, down on a triplet, followed by a down. Very important. All right, here we go. So that's nice and simple. It's very clean. You're still working on bringing that nice bounce to the hornpipe rhythm. So now we're going to add in some triplets. So these are the run of 3 notes. The picking is exactly the same. It's still down, up, down, followed by a down. We're just going to move the notes around. So rather than having one note played 3 times, we're going to add in sometimes 2 in 1 or 3 different notes altogether. I hope that makes sense. You will find all of this fully notated and transcribed. It's in tab, it's in staff notation and in ABCs, and that's available on my Patreon. The link is in the description below. I use the Sound Slice platform, which is a fantastic learning tool, so you can slow all of this down. You can take 2 bars, loop them over and over so that you can just learn those bars. There's a whole bunch of ways to learn the music. So off to California. Now we're going to introduce triplets, which hornpipes are famous for. It's worth noting in the second part that a couple of those triplets are going to cross strings, and so the down, up, down picking, you might need a little bit more effort in the right hand. So say we're going from D, open E to the F sharp, and that's going to be down, up, down. So there's a little bit more work because the up, you're going to play the down on the A string on that D note. You need to come across and catch the up on the E and then back down on the F. Right, so there's a little bit more work involved in those just because of where the string cross happens in the middle of the triplet. It's not impossible, just takes a little bit of slow practice to get it right. I'm going to play it through now with trebles and triplets, so both the single notes and the 3-note ornamentation. lots of stuff happening there. It's really fun tune to play. If you want to see it fully notated, Patreon in the description, go and check it out. There's a load of other tunes up there with similar layouts with simple tunes, and then adding in all the ornamentation and the chords and all the rest of it. So there's a load of learning materials there. So I do hope that you will find that interesting and go and sign up. One little pull off that happens. Actually, there's two little pull offs. Most of the pull offs I do them with my index finger on the 2nd fret. But there is one that you can do on the high G in that first half. So there's one on the B, and then one on the G. So you're pulling off the G note to make the open E note. Go check them out, they're a lot of fun to do. Alrighty, let's try a version of the tune, and we're going to focus on chords. Most of you who know my playing well know that I normally have my G tuned up to A, but for this, because it's in the key of G, and just to really demonstrate the chords that are available in the tune, because hornpipes are very amenable to the use of chords, I've tuned to G, which sounds lovely. So here we go. This is the Off to California hornpipe. It's in the key of G, so there's going to be a lot of low Gs in the bottom, Cs, Ds, and so on and so forth. And again, rather than getting lost in trying to explain complicated chord theory that I don't 100% understand myself, I'm going to notate this so that you can see the notes exactly as they're happening. And that's a really great way to learn the chords, is actually by playing them and hearing them and feeling them where they are in your fingers, and then that makes an awful lot more sense, if that makes any sense. So you will notice in the second part, even though the tune is in the key of G, the relative minor of G is E minor. And the second part of the start does lend itself to an E minor sequence. And it creates a chord progression that's almost inevitable, which is E minor, D, and then C. So that happens. And then it gets resolved back to the G. So play around with that, the little E minor sequence. Here is one final version of the tune. Gonna have ornamentation, chords, pull-offs. Don't believe there's any hammer-ons in this one. Probably some slides and a little bit of variation as well. So I do hope that you enjoy this. I will notate it, all of it, complicated and all as it might be. And you can find that, as always, on Soundslice via my Patreon, Enda Scahill Banjo. was fun. Go check it out if you haven't already. It's on Patreon, fully notated, even all the crazy stuff that's in that. Hope you enjoy it.